Y'all, we have it. I'm so excited. We finally have a Steven Universe spinoff. So Lars went from being a freaking jerk who worked at the Big Donut to having his own crew and fighting off gym stuff. Like, come on, we got it. But yeah, for the people who are new, my name is Elena, and I talk about nostalgic cartoons that we grew up on. I am a Gen Zer, 23 years old, born in 2002. So, those are when the early 2000s is when the best cartoons came out, period. All right, let's get into this. So, as y'all know, like some of you guys know, not all of you, some of you, very few of you, because the channel is small, but we'll get there. We'll get there. Y'all know that I didn't really like I said Mars. What the heck? I didn't really like Lars that much. He was just a teenage boy who was just, trying to figure himself out. He was just mean though. Like, you don't have to be a jerk though. Like, we was all there. You being an asshole, just being just for the sake of being an asshole is kind of crazy. But I will say, he definitely had some character development towards the end of the Steven Universe series. Some do say it took him, because I'll be on Reddit and stuff, and we were just laughing about how it literally took him to freaking die and come back to life for him to get it together. But let's just see how he is though, because we didn't really see Lars that much. Like, after he got kidnapped, I'm sorry, spoiler alerts. Listen, I'm not gonna lie. If you haven't watched Steven Universe, I don't even know why you clicked on this video. Like, go watch it before you click. Like, just saying, go watch it. Spoilers. My entire channel is spoilers. I just wanna, yeah. Anyways, I forgot where I was. I get. Okay, so we didn't really see him much because Steven Universe was about Steven Universe. So obviously we're not about to sit here and watch Lars when it's not about Lars. I love the fact that we are picking up on Lars' point of view, because we definitely did kind of flatly left him in space, like, and he did show up towards the end of Steven Universe Future. I think that was Future, where he was, that was Future. He was on Earth, and he had his own donut shop. I wonder if we're gonna start there. Are we gonna start there, or is he gonna be back in space? I do think that, like, seeing Lars in a different light is gonna be like fire, because, like, I don't know, he was just a teenage boy. Now, like, obviously they get older, and he probably matured way more, and now, like, we seen him, he was caring. Like, he did care before, he just had a different way of showing it, but he just he gained empathy. So but I just want to see. I'm just very curious of his point of view. Honestly, I don't really mind if we don't see Steven Universe. I don't really mind if we don't see the Crystal Gems. I do think we should see at least a cameo though, because it was, it just started off with them. But I do want to see the off colors, their point of view. I really hope that Steven Universe, with that Lars of the Stars is in the same format as Steven Universe. Like, y'all know, like, how, like, we seen Steven's point of view, and we also seen saw the Crystal Gems point of view. Like, we learned their background and them individually. Like, I wanted to be literally in that style where we learn Lars, which we already know Lars, but we learn him from this point on, because we kind of don't really know him. Like, we know who he used to be. So I would love to learn him now, which obviously they want to do, and I would love to learn, like, the detailed background of each off-color characters, just like we learned about Pearl, just like how we learned about Garnet. Like, I would really, and Amethyst. Like, I really love, like, because Rhodonite is Rhodonite. She Rebecca wrote her story in an art book, but I would really like it to be on TV, like in the show. I just want to see how, like, them literally getting unfused and then refused and then unfused multiple times. Like, I would really love to see that. What I wonder if Sadie will come back. I wonder if she will come back as a love interest, because I know they was like they weren't together, but, like, they liked each other. and they, you know, they dibbled and dabbled, but I would like to see her, even if they're not together, because honestly that is kind of cliche. So even if they're not together, I think I would see like a little cameo. Is she still in that music group? Like, I do wonder what's the new threat, because if I'm being real, from the last time, like from what I remember, it seemed like it was peaches and cream, but then I also thought about it. It's not like, because you know, at the end it seemed like everybody was happy and go lucky, but think about it. You can't really erase history, like thousands of years of colonization, thousands of years of what they were going through going through our homeworld. You cannot erase that. I feel like there's still a lot of gems who are still in their old ways. Like Jasper is still technically in her old ways. Like, no, she's no longer sided with, well, she is still, but you know, she's no longer upset at Steven, but she literally had the same mindset. Like, she was born into that, so there's no erasing that. So I wonder if Lars and the Off Colors are going to be fighting the people who are still stuck in those times, because there has to be some type of drama. I wonder if Steven is gonna come back. Is he actually gonna come back? Because the last time we saw him, he was dropping away, going somewhere. I asked a few of you guys on Reddit what you guys would like to see, and here are a bunch of you guys' responses. Yeah, some of you guys definitely made me laugh, but I definitely agree with literally most of you. I agree with you guys. It would be cool to incorporate everything, all of the comments. There's a lot of routes that Rebecca Sugar can definitely take. Like, she can literally do it in the same format as Steven Universe. She can she can just do a lot of stuff. Like, there's a lot of stuff that she can actually do. She can do a lot. She can give us a backstory of each off-color character, which I really hope she freaking do. I just feel like she had a lot of ideas, and the fact that, you know, Steven Universe was cut due to homophobia and, you know, people just feeling away because people just don't want people to freaking live in, like, it wasn't even that serious. Gems aren't even genders. Like, they're things. Let's really talk about that. Like, I'm not gonna get into that, but I don't like that. I don't like the fact that it was just an innocent show. And though it's deep, don't get me wrong, I'm not gonna lie. That show deep. That show got hella layers. But it wasn't like it was harming anybody. It wasn't harming any kids. It was a good fucking show. Like, the fuck? And the way it wrapped up, I feel like it definitely could have wrapped up a little bit better, but, you know, being that they wanted to cut the show, they had to put it to an end, and I really hate that. But I do like the fact that the world is it's still a little strict. If anything, some of it is being stricter, but, you know, well, it's strict, I'm not gonna lie. But I do like the fact that the industry, the film industry is, like, kind of loosen it up a little bit so that they can bring this back. And I really hope that it's literally in the same, like, cusp of, you know, and of what Steven Universe was. I really hope it shows the same amount of representation and more, because, you know, I feel like that's like one of the reasons why Rebecca also wanted to do Steven Universe, and the idea of her making, you know, certain, like, having certain point of views on the shows, because it's representing herself. And yeah, people just need to loosen up. So y'all, I have a few questions for y'all. What are your theories for the direction of the show, right? So what do you think what do you think the show is going to go? Where do you think the show is going to go? Where do you think Rebecca is going to take the show? Do you agree to a Lars spinoff? And if you don't agree to a Lars spinoff, who do you think should have gotten a spinoff? And please do not say, please don't say Garnet. I love Garnet. She's actually one of my favorite characters, but we've learned a lot. And there are people saying that they wanted a spinoff of Garnet, but I feel like we've learned a lot about Garnet, and I feel like we don't need a spinoff of that because we know enough. Pearl, even her, we learned enough, but that would have been cool to, like, you know, dig a little bit deeper into, like, her and Rose's, you know, not relationship, because they was not in a relationship, but, you know, in that little pattern. But I feel like we had enough of that too. I feel like it's really great to have a fresh air. Usually with like spinoffs, at least for me, I would like a spin-off where they can start from the old times, right? But this time I feel like they can literally just start introducing new people and new things. And I feel like the show, they just given enough on the first one, on the first few, and movie, that we can branch off to new characters and the background characters, people that didn't really get enough screen time, because we even learned a lot about Connie. Like, you know, hope you guys enjoy your summer. Also, before I let you guys go, please comment down a show I should watch, a nostalgic show. It does not have to be Cartoon Network based. It could be Boomerang. It could be Cubo for those who did not have cable. Come on. It can be PBS Kids. It could be Nickelodeon. It could be Disney. It could be Disney Junior. It can be any of those. All the shows that we grew up on. It could be shows from the 90s back. Okay? It can be freaking Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood Rock. And that's before the 90s. I think that movie that show came out in like 70s, 80s. I think it's around the 80s. Correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah, please guys, make sure you like, you comment, you subscribe, and turn on the bell to know when I upload.